Modal verbs, permission. Can, may, could, be allowed. We use can, could, or may to ask for permission. Can I use your phone? Could I borrow your pen? May I see the contract I should sign? To give permission, we use can or may. We don't use could to give a permission. You can leave your book here if you want. You may start cleaning the house from this room. To refuse permission, we use can't or may not. We don't use couldn't to refuse a permission. Can I bring my report by the end of the week? Unfortunately, you can't. Card holders may not break the limit of $200 per day. We can also use must not to refuse permission. Now please tell me the meaning of the sentences as follows. Children under 10 cannot use the pool without adult supervision. Is this a permission? No, it isn't a permission. It is a refuse of permission. You may take my car and use it instead of leasing. Is it a permission? Yes, it is a permission. You can't get any money until the work is satisfactorily finished. Is this a permission? No, it isn't a permission. It's a refuse of permission. Retailers may not sell items below the manufacturer's price. Is this a permission? No, it isn't a permission. It is a refuse of permission. I was allowed backstage after my third attempt. Is it a permission? Yes, it is a permission. May I make an appointment for Tuesday? Is this a permission? No, it isn't a permission. It is a request for permission. Making deliberate damage to objects is not allowed on any grounds in the classroom. Is this a permission? No, it isn't a permission. It is a refuse of permission. No vandalism is allowed in the classroom. Is this a permission? No, it isn't a permission. It is a refuse of permission. Both staff and students could use the ice rink. Is this a permission? Yes, it is a permission. No food is allowed in the classroom other than breaks. Is this a permission? No, it isn't a permission. It's a refuse of permission. We sometimes talk about rules made by someone else. To do this, we use can, could, and be allowed to. No vandalism is allowed in the classroom. Now, question to you. Could I have your attention, sir or ma'am? Yes, sure. No, unfortunately, I'm busy now. Could you drive without insurance in 1990? Yes, you could drive without insurance in 1990. No, you couldn't drive without insurance in 1990. Were you allowed to have parties at home when you were young? Yes, I was allowed to have parties at home when I was young. No, I wasn't allowed to have parties at home when I was young. Are you allowed to keep moral values such as honesty in the company you work for? Yes, I am allowed to keep moral values such as honesty in the company I work for. No, unfortunately, I'm not allowed to keep moral values such as honesty in the company I work for. Is it allowed to spouses to have common properties in your country? Yes, it is allowed to spouses to have common properties in my country. No, it isn't allowed to spouses to have common properties in my country. Do you allow anybody to touch your body without your consent? Yes, I allow somebody to touch my body without my consent. No, I don't allow anybody to touch my body without my consent. Were you allowed to complete homeworks and assignments daily as a child? Yes, I was allowed to complete homeworks and assignments daily as a child. No, I wasn't allowed to complete homeworks and assignments daily as a child. Can we hurt others physically under any circumstances? No, we can't hurt others physically under any circumstances. Can we take others' belongings without their permission? No, we cannot take others' belongings without their permission. Keep moral values such as honesty. Common properties. Allow somebody to touch your body without your consent. Hurt others physically under any circumstances. Take others' belongings without their permission. Now let's discuss some education institutions' rules. Are students allowed to raise their hand to ask permission before they speak? Yes, students are allowed to raise their hand to ask permission before they speak. Could you come to class without complete preparation for learning as a pupil? No, I couldn't come to class without complete preparation for learning as a pupil. Was cheating in the classroom allowed in any circumstances? No, cheating in the classroom was not allowed in any circumstances. Are pupils allowed to distract the class during the lessons? No, pupils are not allowed to distract the class during lessons. Is calling teachers by names allowed? No, calling teachers by names is not allowed. Is having a different view or perception allowed at school? No, having a different view or perception is usually not allowed at school. Yes, in some schools having a different view or perception is allowed. Calling by names. Have a different view or perception. Without complete preparation for learning. Cheating. In any circumstances. Raise your hand to ask permission before you speak. And the last question is about you. Can you maintain a positive attitude in life and do your best despite what all obstacles life offers you? Yes, I can maintain a positive attitude in life and do my best despite what all obstacles life offers me. If your answer is no, please allow yourself to answer yes and change it. Thank you.